Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope today has been treating you well. In today's video I am so excited. I finally got my hands on the Cosmic Brushes Winter Wonderland eyeshadow palette and I'm going to be swatching this and creating some sort of look for you and giving you my first impression. Now, I am new to the whole indie brand, indie eyeshadows, cosmic brushes side of the internet. I am new to Cosmic Brushes. I only tried their eyeshadow formula for the first time really recently, and as soon as I tried it I was like, yeah, I'm sold. I'm sold. I need all of their palettes. I need all of them immediately. And it just so happened that that time frame coincided with this one coming back on the pre-sale. So I got this one. I think it is now available to just order if you want it. This came out, I don't even know when, last year sometime, and sold out. It was, you know, everybody went absolutely crazy for it. Sold out. It came back on pre-sale. I of course got it on the pre-sale. So we're going to be diving into this today. Like I say, we're going to be doing swatches. We're going to be doing an eye look. So if you want to see that, then just keep on watching. If you are new here, whilst I wrestle my way into this packaging, if you are new here, then hello, my name is Millie. I post at least 3 times a week, on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday, but it's always more often than that. Always, because I get overexcited about makeup. So if you want to see all of the makeup reviews here that are all cruelty free and all affordable, then be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out when I upload sporadically. But this is what the packaging looks like. It's just beautiful. Genuinely beautiful. And I'm biased because I love blue, I love a purple, and I love a teal. And this has got all of this. So let me open her up. I'm giddy with excitement. Genuinely, this looks beautiful. And actually, when this came out on the pre-sale, and you know, everybody was talking about it, I had one of my lovely followers message me on Instagram and say, oh, I'm not sure I'm going to get it because I don't wear a lot of blue. And I said to her, and I will say it now, I don't feel like this is limited to a blue palette. Like, there's purples, there's greens, there is some blue, but I feel like this is more purple. Like, there's 2 whole rows of purple, basically, a row of green, and then a row of blue. So I don't feel like it is overly blue. If you don't wear blue, I don't feel like you would necessarily feel like this was unusable to you, I suppose. And as somebody who loves blue, I love the look of this, but I also live in purples and live in greens. So this whole colour story is so up my street. I am so excited to see what some of these shades look like because I can tell that like the shifts on some of these is incredible. So I'm going to go ahead and do some swatches. I will live swatch them so that you can see how they actually look, like on the first swipe and on the second swipe, all of that good stuff, and then we can create some sort of an eye look. I am so excited. Let's just get into the swatches. So on the top row here we have got Wonderland, which is a beautiful bright shimmer. Is that a duochrome? Yes, I think it is. Like when it's not catching the light, that's almost lilac-y, and then it catches the light and it's like a bright sort of champagne-y tone. That's beautiful. Then we've got a matte called Calm, and that is like exactly the same colour as my headband. I love that tone. Then we've got another matte called Magical, which is a darker purple. Now I will say I have got moisturiser on my hands. That's all I've got on my skin so that we can see how this is looking like just on bare skin. So that's with 2 layers. So pigmented. I really love this formula. And then the last 2 on the top row, we have got Comfort, which is a shimmer, and then Blanket, which is an even lighter, even more pastel lilac-y shade, and that is I'm getting my fingers mixed up, and that is a matte as well. So that is the whole top row. So very, very purpley. At this stage we have nothing blue, but the purples do be purpling. I love that row. I could just live in that row, truly. So, so pretty. So then on to the second row, we've got a darker, more bluey toned purple, and that's a matte, and that one's called Cold. Then we have Breathe, which again, I think that this is a duochrome. Not sure. It's more of a shimmer, but it's just sort of catching the light. I will go over that Cold shade with a little bit more. Like I say, I do have moisturiser on my hands because I don't know if you can tell, but my eczema has been taking over, so desperately trying to keep that under control. Then we've got a really light, almost like a periwinkle sort of shade, more of like a bluey pastel lilac, and that one is called Icicle. I'm just gonna go over that Cold shade again. So beautiful, beautiful shades. Then we have got Snowfall, which again is an even lighter matte blue, but this one is almost so light, so pastel, that it's almost just coming off like a grey tone. Really, really useful tone for, like, you know, blending out other shades. And then I need to just show you this shade on my finger. Look at that. That's called Atmosphere, and I really hope that this is going to swatch. Yeah, that shade is beautiful. Very dark though. I don't know how much use I would get out of a shade like that, just because it's very, very dark. But the reflection and the shift on that is incredible. So then onto the third row, we have got Winter Solstice, which again is a duochrome. Oh, that shade is bringing me a lot of joy. Like, the shift on that is beautiful, and because that is a lighter shade, I feel like that's the sort of shade that I could just pack across my whole lid, blend it out with something a little bit darker and call it a day. That is beautiful. That's like gold and pink, but also mint. That is absolutely beautiful. Ooh, I love it. So then we have got a matte pastel mint, I suppose. It's very, very light green shade, and that's called Crisp. Then we have another matte, and this is more of a mid-toned, I wouldn't go as far as to say this was a teal. It's a teal sort of undertone, but it's more of a mid-toned greeny blue, turquoisey sort of a shade. And again, so, so beautiful. Then the last two on this third row are Reflection, which feels really creamy in the pan, and that's really reflective as well. Actually, in the pan, Reflection and Atmosphere looked very similar, and I suppose you can see how they are similar when Atmosphere is catching the light, but they are very, very different shades. Then the last one on that third row, right around this side, is Showers, which is a dark green, and that is almost like a hunter green. Really, really pretty undertone. So I still don't feel like we're getting that much blue. The blue is like, there's definitely blue on the last row, but so far we're just getting purple and like turquoisey teal. And then the last row, like I say, this is where most of the blues are. So we've got Fresh Air, which is a matte, almost like a mid-toned blue, but quite bright actually. Really, really pretty. Then we've got Chill. That is so smooth. And that's like a blue to lilac shift. That's really pretty. Then we have Clear Skies, which is the darkest, inkiest sort of navy blue. But I feel like that's just coming off as black, but it is a blue. Really, really useful sort of shade. You could just do like a wing with that darkest shade. So pretty. And then the last two here, this is called In the Moment, and this is like a true black. I feel like there's no blue in the Moment, whereas in Clear Skies, I feel like now they are next to each other, you can see the difference there. They're both matte, but I feel like you can see where this one has a little bit more blue in it now. And then the last shade is called Frost, and that's an icy, icy, shimmery light blue. So we've got the purples, we've got the purpley blues, but still very much purple. Then we've got the sort of turquoisey shades, and then the blues. So I feel like that is such a great colour story, and those shifts, I feel like the like duochromes and multichromes are really sort of adaptable, where you could use them with different rows, and so you don't just have to stick with like the colour story that is in the row. I feel like the shimmers will go with a lot of different sort of looks. So now for the difficult part, I just need to decide which ones I want to use. I filmed a video yesterday, but I don't think you'll have seen it yet, where I was testing out the Odin's Eye Little Ghost palette, but I don't think that video will have gone up by the time you see this one. I think I'll be putting this one up first. And I went very blue yesterday, where I feel like I want to go more purple today. Like I want to stay in this sort of an area. I will absolutely be using this palette more, so if you want to see a turquoisey look, if you want to see a blue look, then do let me know. I am more than happy to do that, but I'm gonna stick more purpley today. I hope that that's acceptable. I'm doing it either way. So I already have my Beauty Bay eye base on, and my brows, and these eye patches are the Catrice ones. I have been wearing them so much recently because I've been testing out so many eyeshadow palettes. These really have like paid for themselves in the last like 3 weeks, truly. So what brushes is a gal gonna use today? Who knows? I'm going to start with quite a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to start with the shade... I'm going to start with the shade Calm. I feel like it's quite dark for like a starting point, but I feel like this one is a little bit too light to start with. So I'm going to go in with a light hand, just dipping ever so lightly into Calm, and I'm going to run this through the crease. I actually have no idea what sort of a look I want to do today. As always, we are going to make it up as we go along. Okay, that shade isn't too dark for like, you know, a first sort of transition-y tone. I am just going in with a little bit more because I really love the undertone of that. I love that it matches my headband. I love that it's almost similar to the under eye patches. I know that that is not relevant at all, and I'm not going to have any of that on by the end, but that's just the colour story that I'm loving at the moment. So I'm really just packing this on and then like blending out the edges. I love that purple. Oh, I wondered why I couldn't see in this mirror very well. It's got a protector on it. So I'm going to go in with that lighter shade that I pointed out before, which is called Blanket. And I'm going to work that in further into my eye to keep it nice and bright. That colour is packing in nicely. Sometimes with pastels they don't have very much like colour payoff. You have to lay down quite a bit, but that's showing up beautifully, and that's like keeping it nice and bright further in. Love that one too. Okay, so far so pigmented. We love. I'm going to take a much smaller brush now. Quite a fluffy brush still, but a lot smaller. I'm going to go onto the second row into that cold shade again, a matte, and I'm just going to put that like on the side of the brush and tap that onto the outer third-ish of the eye. Darken it up a little bit. Love that shade too. And then I'm going back in once I've got all that colour down with the smaller brush, going back in with that larger one to blend out that top edge. But I don't want to disturb that colour too much. That's really pigmented, like where I first packed that down. So just buffing over a little bit, but not disturbing that colour too much. I'm gonna really pack that on because I love that cold shade. So now I'm wondering, what shimmer do I want across the eye? I'm debating whether or not to put that Atmosphere, that multi-chrome, like right across the eye just to see what would happen, because I have nowhere to be for the rest of the day. It's already quite late. So do I do that, or do I do something that's more like what I would actually wear, which is probably that Winter Solstice shade? So I think that this one would just be too dark all across the eye for me. So I'm wondering if I could put Winter Solstice across the eye. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna play it a little bit safe because I want this to work. I want to be really impressed. So going in with that one. What have I got all over my hand though, please? I don't even know. I apologise. I'm just gonna tap this onto where I've got that empty eye primer, so it's still nice and tacky, and I'm like pressing this in and like really laying down that shimmer. That is beautiful. It's beautiful. Honestly, these duochromes are phenomenal. They're so pretty, and they're really like unique sort of a shifts. So I'm just going in with that first big fluffy brush and blending over the top edge, but honestly I don't even want to like disturb this too much. I'm going to go back in with a bit more of that darkest purple, which was called Cold, and just really intensify that on the outer corner. And I think, you know what, we're here for science. I'm going to take a bit of that Atmosphere multi-chrome shade and I'm going to tap it a little bit further out. I don't want this to overtake. Oh, that's so pretty. See, but I do think that would be too dark just all over the lid, unless I was doing something like very, you know, dramatic, which I'm absolutely here for, but I feel like that just a little bit further out, blending into that darkest purple matte, is beautiful. I'm so excited. These are such beautiful, beautiful shades. So I'm just going over with a little bit more of the lighter duochrome just to blend those together nicely. And I think that that is the upper eyes done. So I'm going to take these off, and I've done it again where I put the bronzing drops on my skin, but let's just hope for the best. I'm just going to clean up under here, and I just love purples. I love the formula of these eyeshadows. I love, they're so easy to use. Like, I would have thought having, you know, more specialist sort of formulas and like this level of shiftiness, I would have thought it would have, you know, been a bit more difficult to use, or would have been in a palette that didn't cost £28. Like, the quality of these eyeshadows is just so much higher than the price that you are paying for it. So I am going to go ahead and do a big wing, do probably quite a glam face, and then we can decide what I want to do under the eyes. Obviously I'm thinking something purple, I'm thinking something smoky, but I'm going to go ahead, do everything else, and then we can finish off under the eyes together. So that's the rest of the face done. I did just take a much smaller brush into that Winter Solstice shade, that lighter duochrome, and I just packed that right onto the inner corner, but I feel like that's a little bit dark for my skin tone for an inner corner, so I'm just going to take that same brush and go into Wonderland on the top row. So I've put some of Winter Solstice and I'm going to go into Wonderland, which is lighter, and I'm going to, yeah, that's better, pack that right onto that inner corner just to brighten that up. That is a bright inner corner and I am here for it. And I do want to do something nice and smoky under the eyes, so I'm going to take that smallest little fluffy brush and I'm going to go into Calm, that first shade that we used, the purple that matches my headband so perfectly, and I'm going to run that all the way along the lower lash line, and I'll go in just with the same brush into Cold, which was the darker colour, and I'll keep that just on the outer half. I was about to say outer third and then definitely just brought it like right across my whole eyeball, but I really, really love that shade, and you can't stop me from having a dark smoky under eye. Okay, I love it. So I'm just buffing over all of that to blend it in, and then a little bit of mascara on the lower lashes. I feel like in every single video recently I've been using this mascara, but I just love it. It's the Revolution Wispify False Lash Mascara, and if you want dramatic mascara, this is your gal, okay? It's so, so good. And that is the finished look. I am so happy. I've found so many fantastic new eyeshadow palettes recently, and this one is right up there with them. You can't get me away from a purpley, lilac-y, duochromy, glam eye look. I absolutely love the formula. I love the variety of finishes, so you don't just have mattes, you don't just have shimmers, you don't just have duochromes, you've got everything. There's so much variety, and there is such a variety in the colours as well. If you love purple, you're gonna love this palette. If you love like a greeny tealy, you're gonna love this palette. I am 100% gonna be using like the bottom half in a different video coming soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that. I'm gonna zoom you out and sort my hair out, and then we can outro, okay? So in conclusion, do I love this palette? 100%. Did I think I was going to love this palette? 100%. I knew after I tried that last Cosmic Brushes eyeshadow palette that I was so sold on the formula, like so incredibly sold on it. I think that it is such a user-friendly formula. Like I was saying, it really is very pigmented, but also easy to blend, easy to work with. The shimmers just lay on with your finger, like you don't even need a brush to apply the shimmers. You need a brush to like blend out the edges, but I am so sold. I love. So let me know, are there any other palettes that you think I need from UK indie brands? And also, if you have any of the other Cosmic Brushes palettes, please convince me that I don't need them, because I think I do. I think I need them. This formula is just so good, and the colour stories are fantastic, and I do believe that there's a new release coming. Did they say June? Early June? I'm gonna be getting it. I'm gonna be getting that one as well. And I think for £28, like, I consider like the Beauty Bay 42 pan palettes to be a fantastic value for money. You're getting 42 colours for £25, and that's like mass produced, and like Beauty Bay is a huge company, so to get, how many shades is that? 20. To get 20 shades of this quality from a UK indie brand local to me. She's in Doncaster, which is not far from me. I love it. I am so on board with Cosmic Brushes. Your newest fan. Cosmic Brushes is newest fan. I'm sold. So let me know, are there any other products that you think I need? If you have made it to the very end of this video, I just want to say a huge thank you. It means the whole entire world to me that you take out some time in your day to spend it with little old me. It really does mean ever so much. If you made it to the very end, please give this video a big thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, I would love it if you would subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of my uploads, because honestly, at the minute, I'm just uploading whenever I want. It's always on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday, but I am sprinkling in all of the extra videos at the minute. I'm just getting so overexcited about makeup, and there is so much more to come. So be sure to subscribe before you leave. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.